Another gorgeous evening across southeastern Wisconsin. Tonight we're back in the Woodland Conference. Homecoming tonight for the Greendale Panthers as they host the Greenfield Hustlin' Hawks. Hello again, everyone. Along with Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you from Gavinsky Memorial Stadium in Greendale as we get set for our Friday Night Rivals matchup tonight. And this one is going to be a big ball game for both schools.
Yeah, not only are they rivals, but the top four in that Woodland Conference, Wisconsin Lutheran, Grafton, Greendale, and Greenfield, are going to be battling to get the 4 wins to get to the playoffs.
Both these teams down the stretch will be facing Grafton and Wisco coming up. So this is an important game to get a leg up in that.
Yeah, you need to. Plus, Greenfield feels to become the power they want to be, they've got to take out Greendale.
Both teams started the season with losses. However, they didn't back away from a challenge.
No, Greendale played Lake Geneva Badger, defending champion. Greenfield played an outstanding Columbus team.
Both teams ended up going 3 out of their first 4 ball games. They open up conference play at 2-0, so they sit atop a half game behind Grafton, who won their ball game over South Milwaukee last night. So again, as you can see, this is going to play out as far as the top spots and seeding privileges in the playoffs coming up.
Quite a bit riding on the outcome of this game.
Let's take a look at some of the players we're going to keep an eye on for you tonight. We'll start first with the Greenfield Hustlin' Hawks.
Well, their quarterback, Jaden Valdez, 2-year starter, honorable mention all-conference performer. Their running back and leading ground gainer for them, Damian Alexander.
Defensively, a pair of linebackers for the Hawks.
Now, Kenny Jersey, whom the coaches say is the heart and soul of their defense, and Gavin St. John, an honorable mention performer last year.
On the other side of the ball for the Greendale Panthers.
Got another honorable mention quarterback in Landon Lopez, really throws the ball well. And at center, he's got Gratian Dorshing, 2-year captain.
Let's talk about their defense for the Panthers.
Both of these players got all-conference mention as sophomores last year. Trevor Pagago, a linebacker, and Deacon Ward, a defensive end.
This is going to be a physical matchup here tonight. Should be an interesting ball game. Greendale has dominated this series through the years, but as we said, talking with the Greenfield coaches this week, they feel this is their time to step up and become one of the leaders in the Woodland Conference. When we come back, we'll have our keys to the ball game, the coin toss, and the kickoff of tonight's game, Greendale and Greenfield on My 24. We're good.
Going to be a little tough to see.
Sure, this is John, Mike check. Greenfield Panthers, Greenfield Hustlin' Hawks.
Battle of the Greens, Greenfield, Greendale, live at Gavinsky Stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, I pay good tax money.
Back with you in Greendale tonight, a Woodland Conference matchup between the Panthers of Greendale and the Hustlin' Hawks of Greenfield. Talking a little bit about the keys to the ball game tonight, Terry.
Well, as they start to work through this, Greenfield feels they have to be very physical. They think they've got to establish themselves. How do their young players act like veterans now into the 5th game? And will their secondary hold up against some tall Greendale receivers?
Greendale, on the other hand,
they can't allow the explosive plays. They feel that they've been susceptible to those a little bit. They've got to be able to tackle in the open field, and they got to put some pressure on Greenfield's quarterback.
That's our keys to the game, our coach's plan tonight as we get set for this matchup. We mentioned how important this ball game is at the top. Again, you've got Grafton, already a winner this week, defeating South Milwaukee last night. They're sitting at 3-0. These two teams at 2-0. So trying to make that step up.
Right, and you mix Wisconsin Lutheran into the picture. Those are the top 4 teams in the Woodland. You can't afford to stumble, and whoever wins this game, leg up.
What a beautiful night tonight. Temperatures in the 70s as we kick off. We've had a great run of great weather and a great string of ball games. This one shouldn't be any different. Getting ready for our national anthem here tonight. Again, this is a homecoming matchup. It seems to me homecoming coming earlier and earlier in the schedules.
Trying to maybe miss that bad weather in October and get ahead of themselves.
Athletes, coaches, parents, and fans. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments.
Again, we mentioned that Greendale has dominated this series, I think winning 14 of the last 17 meetings.
Right, and Coach Mike Cubis for Greenfield said they need this one. They've got to establish their identity in this conference.
Time now for our national anthem.
And join us in honoring our country and those defending our freedom, as tonight's national anthem will be performed by G Harmony, Greendale's competitive pop a cappella group, under the direction of choir director Mike Jones. They perform annually throughout the community and at concerts, and have recently started competing in the National High School a cappella circuit.
G Harmony from Greendale High School here, and fine rendition of our national anthem. Great individuals performing that a cappella tonight. Let's get to our coin toss tonight. It's brought to you by the United States Army. Be all you can be.
Greendale Panthers.
That's our score here. He's going to throw this coin up. He's going to toss it nice and high. If it lands in the ground, stand straight up and down. Look at that. And it is the tails. You won the toss. Where do you want to kick?
So I think for the first time this year, the team that won the toss will get the football to start the ball game tonight.
Let you know the mindset of both teams coming in here. Greenfield kind of came out onto the field a little later than normal, trying to maybe play some games that way, and Greendale said, we want the ball.
Coin toss tonight brought to you by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be. So Greendale will get the ball first in the Kelly Green jerseys tonight. Greenfield in the all-white uniforms this evening. Braden Zark does the kicking for the Hawks.
Braden Zark to kick off for the Hustling Hawks.
Sawyer Hackow, Hudson Bailey, Jonathan Lopez for Greendale. Again, our kickoffs brought to you by Liuna Local 113. Kick off your career with Liuna Local 113.
Sawyer Hackow and Jonathan Lopez.
Ball up on the 40. Zark getting ready. Hope you are too. Thanks for tuning in. Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by the Milwaukee Window Guys. And Zark's kick, going to be a short kick. Will bounce at the 30, picked up by the short man here. That is David Lunar. Lunar with the return will take it out just shy of the 34-yard line. Dylan Alba there on the stop.
At least in the high school game, we're not dealing with the NFL's version of kickoffs, but it's been interesting the past couple of weeks seeing the strategies, little pooch kicks and so forth.
There's your offense for Greendale tonight. Again, senior dominated up the offensive line, spearheaded by Dorsching. Dorsching at the center position, and then we mentioned Lopez at the top of the show. He is quite the quarterback.
Pair of two-year captains for the Panthers.
From the 34, from the gun, and they will hand it off. Hackow trying to cut back over the middle, gang tackled by the Greenfield defense for a loss. Kenny Jersey was in there defensively, got there first, one of the players we featured at the top of the show.
The Greenfield coaches really feel that he's key to making their defense run well. They referred to him as the heart and soul, as we mentioned at the start of the game.
There's Greenfield starting a defense, and again, Boyko up front, two-way guy, a couple of two-way players up there, but we mentioned Nate Williams will get the start tonight at the corner. Again, our starting lineups brought to you by Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, building communities and careers. They'll try the middle this time. Hackow gets it out to about the 35. Zach Safka, defensive lineman, there to make the stop.
Well, Greenfield felt they had to plug the middle. Contrary to popular belief, people have always looked at Greendale as throwing the ball all over the park. Well, they've always had a good running game, and Greenfield knows they've got to take that aspect of their game away.
They'll send Pagago and Bailey out to the right side. Single receiver here to the near side. From the gun on 3rd and 9. Lopez throwing on the run, delivers to Pagago for the reception and the first down across the 46-yard line. Brody Jens out in coverage for the Hawks.
Greenfield felt they were going to send some pressure tonight to try to get after Lopez. They're playing what's called a 3-5, sometimes a 3-3-5 defense. Gives them all kinds of opportunities to send people with different packages.
Our first down of the evening brought to you by Best Electric Service. Best Electric Service. Connect with the best. Try and run it up the middle. Hackow. Nice run across midfield. Boyko there to make the stop, but a good 6-yard clip that time by Sawyer Hackow. 218 yards coming into the game here tonight.
Right, he scored 5 touchdowns. Last year he ran for 450 yards.
Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 just across midfield. Be a play fake to Hackow. They'll go with the slant route, and they complete it outside to Pagago. He'll take it inside the 35-yard line. Gain of 14 and a first down. One more look. Caught the linebackers creeping up, worked the slant route that time.
I didn't think that time that they ran it as an RPO where he's got the option of reading it. It would seem so quick, but that could be something that they've got into their repertoire tonight.
Second catch of the night for Pagago. 1st and 10 from the 34. Opening drive here for the Greendale Panthers. This is Hackow around the left side. Spins his way inside the 30 down to the 29-yard line. Looked like Litchford. Ian Litchford was in on that stop. And Keegan Brylow, the inside linebacker.
And that time they brought 2 of their linebackers to put pressure on. Hackow made a nice little sideboard cut.
On the carry, 2nd and 6.
Gain of 4. Set up a 2nd and 6. All the plays signaled in. Again, they're using the signboards, and then they'll check their wristbands with the play selection here. 3-man rush here. They'll drop 5 linebackers back. It'll be the quarterback draw around the left side. Running it is Lopez. He'll take it down to the 20. Landon Lopez with a nice run. Picks up the first down. Gain of about 10 and a first down. for Greendale. A little jaw jacking going on. Boyko was there to make the stop.
That ball kind of slipped out. You can see it starting to get ripped out there. Popped out once he hit the ground. Officials weren't buying the idea of the salesmanship by Greenfield, and that's our ball.
So we'll take it inside the red zone. Our red zone sponsor this year, once again, Bryant and Stratton College.
Head coach Jermaine Murray is the offensive coordinator.
Keep Hacko in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. Lopez under pressure gets it away, completes. And in for the score is Devin Isage. Isage, the 6'5 senior. That's his 14th catch and 3rd touchdown of the year.
Yeah, Greendale felt they had an advantage with size matchups with the Greenfield secondary, and they were taking advantage of that.
So the opening drive,
Chrisman.
a crisp 66-yard drive, capped off by the 20-yard touchdown. And flags on the extra point, so this one is dead. Isage with the 3rd touchdown grab of the year. Patrick Miles is our official tonight, leading the officiating crew. 37 years. And he's just not doing high school.
Oh, he runs the gamut. He's got college games. He's worked the Packers off-season of work up in Green Bay.
Hey, he worked the family night game, he was telling us before our broadcast tonight, and got a college game tomorrow. Going to be down in the Chicago area, Division III game. I'll try again. Flink for the extra point is up and through. 7-0 Greendale. They take the opening kickoff, march it right down the field as we head down to the sideline. Our first report with Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, thank you. I'm here. Bruce Janicic from Best Electric. Bruce, we're talking a lot about service, and service is very important as we get into the fall season over at Best Electric.
We do a lot of small jobs. We do a lot of service work. There's no job too small for us. Always happy to help people.
Hey, so I want you guys to make him busy. He's just celebrated 40 years. He outkicked his coverage. Fran's been with you a long time, brother. We want to keep you out of the house.
I need to work for a living. Everybody has a wife. That long knows why I just said that.
Hey, happy anniversary, Fran. Thanks, brother. Well done. Congratulations. Boys, back to you.
Mike and Bruce, thank you very much. Best Electric Service. We appreciate their sponsorship again this year, picking up the first down calls this year.
Yeah, Bruce wanted to impress upon us how important that word service is to his company.
Kick by Flink. Another short line drive. Greenfield going to fall on it at their own 26-yard line. Looks like that was
Kick covered by Gabe Wright.
Gabe Wright
First down Hawks.
on the recovery. So Greenfield, their first opportunity on offense tonight. Let's take a look at their offensive unit. And a pair of sophomores on that right side at right guard and right tackle. Jaden Valdez. Going to put it up. Going for the home run. Penalty marker down. Interference to call. Pass intended for Nate Williams. That was Hudson Bailey on the corner making contact with Williams.
Yeah, Bailey didn't realize the pass had been underthrown, and he just kind of kept running. And as the receiver came back for the ball, interference.
Pass interference against the Panthers.
So 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. We'll move the football out across the 40-yard line.
15-yard.
They'll put it at the 41 for Greenfield. That was the Greenfield offense. We mentioned the sophomores at right guard and right tackle, and Burr and Gettler. Boyko, a two-way player at the tight end. Williams, 15 catches and 2 touchdowns on the year. And of course, Valdez, honorable mention all conference. And right off the get-go, it's Damian Alexander with a nice run. Out toward midfield. We have about 7 on the play. Jonathan Lopez at free safety, making the stop.
Alexander, so far in the season, has had 72 carries already in 4 games, rushed for 467 yards, 10 touchdowns.
So those need to come down.
He has been their workhorse at the running back. Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Keeps them ahead of the chains here. Let's see what Drew Morris, the offensive coordinator for Greenfield, has drawn up here on 2nd and short. Try and trap that time, and Greendale going to have none of it. Stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. A lot of Kelly Green in on that stop. It might have been Luke Missile, the inside linebacker, leading the way there.
Yeah, the Greenfield coaches pointed out they've only got 9 seniors on the team this year, so you're going to see quite a few sophomores and juniors, both sides of the ball for the Hawks.
Mike Cubis is the head coach in his 3rd season. Coached under Lewis Brown at Franklin for many years. Gonna put it up, coming back short side, and it's complete here to the near side, right at midfield. Williams on the reception, Bailey again on the coverage. Close to a first down, they'll move the chains. It is indeed a Best Electric Service first down.
First down, Hawks.
Well, we're not seeing as many explosive plays as we did a week ago, but both offenses clicking as they're, finding ways to move the ball.
Kubis also mentioned he still good, stays in contact with Greg Lehman. As on the run this time, it's Nate Williams on the delay. Hudson Bailey coming down to make the tackle. Another good gain here for Greenfield, gain of about 7.
Jaden Valdez on the keeper.
Valdez, 6 foot 177.
6 yards on the carry, 2nd and 4.
77 yards on the season on the ground, including a rushing touchdown so far. Alexander breaks it back inside the 35, down to about the 34-yard line.
Good for a Hawks first down.
Hawks will get the first down and keep the chains moving here on their opening drive.
Finally tackled by number 8.
Good lateral movement that time by Alexander. He's being patient, saw where the opening appeared, and then he slid that way.
From the 35, 1st and 10, hustling Hawks. Again, this is Valdez stacked up as he got across the line of scrimmage. Luke Missile, the senior inside linebacker, right there, able to drive him back.
After a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Greendale's also a rather young team. They, both of these schools graduated, close to 20 starters from a year ago. So, game 5, are they rookies or are they veterans? You have to see how this plays out.
Officially a gain of 1, 2nd down and 9 from the 34. Swinging out to Williams here on the near side, setting up a screen, and the defense was ready. The Panthers had that snuffed out. Once again, Pagago along with Missile there to make the stop.
Tackle by Luke Missile.
Set that middle screen, if you will, to the wide receiver of the split end, and Missile and Will Pagago both had that read well.
Yeah, Will's only a sophomore. His brother's inside of him, Trevor. First team all-conference performer a year ago, Trevor.
There's Jermaine Murray, head coach at Greendale.
Yeah, longtime assistant here before he became the head coach.
Big 3rd down, 3rd and 8 from the 33. They'll swing it out of the backfield. That's Bennett Bradley, stops shy of the first down. Stepping up,
to Bennett Bradley.
Will Pagago.
Tackled by Will Pagago, shy of the first
Now
down
decision
marker.
time here for Mike
4th and
Kubis.
4.
Might be a little bit out of Braden Zarek's reach. He's, made 15 of 17 extra points this year, hasn't converted a field goal, so they're in that spot where they need to go for it.
They will go for it here on 4th and 4 at the Greendale 29-yard line. Valdez under pressure, trying to get away, and ball is out, loose near the 34-yard line. It's scooped up by Pagago. He will take it to the house. Will Pagago with a scoop and score.
Will Pagago on the fumble recovery for touchdown.
Valdez was in trouble right from the get-go on the pressure. And as he was being wrapped up, lost the mail. And Pagago picked it up, took it to the house.
Now that ball was scurrying all around on the turf.
Another look. Pressure from the outside.
Flank on for the point after out of a hold of Brady Lindholm Chrisman.
Instead of falling on it, squirted around. Raza caused that fumble. And Pagago picked it up and raced it in 65 yards for the touchdown. So the defense adds to the lead here. Dylan Flink, perfect so far this year. Perfect tonight, 2 for 2. 14-0. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first. We will take our break. You're watching the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.
Come on!
Two heartfelt comedies are bringing family-fueled laughs and love to My 24 this fall. Navigate life in Lanford with the Connors at 6 and fall head over heels for Bob Hart's Abishola. That's at 9, weeknights on My 24.
Dylan Flink to tee it up for the Panthers.
Will Pagago,
Bradley, back to return.
mayor of Greenfield at the moment, right, or Greendale, I should say, at the moment, with that 65-yard scoop and score. Scoring summary brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. Another ground ball kickoff bouncing around inside the 25, and it'll be covered up there. An effective tool.
Kick covered by Gabe Wright.
Dave Wright again, second time he's had to fall on it inside the 30-yard line.
Now, Coach Murray told us that they do special teams by committee. Different coaches take different segments.
Hawks at their 26-yard line.
The two co-defensive coordinators, Kyle Patt and Tim Gavinsky, were saying Greenfield presents some special problems. They have over 27 different formations from which they've run plays this year.
Let's see how the Hawks respond after giving up that touchdown. They'll go back to the ground and not much there. Mike, what do you have?
So, guys, on the defensive end, they're talking to the defense players here at Greendale, making sure they're staying in their gaps. They're not happy with the yards they gave up through the middle, and they're worried a little bit about that quarterback getting out of pocket. But I'll tell you what, the excitement on this sideline, really high after that pick and score.
Absolutely. Brought this crowd back into it here. Greenfield stays on the ground. Bennett Bradley, a junior, brought down by Missile. That's his fifth tackle already, along with free safety Jonathan Lopez.
3rd and 6.
So 3rd and 6 facing Greenfield here as the clock slips under 2 minutes to play here in this first quarter. Trips to the left side on 3rd and long. Valdez rolling, and down he goes, taken down from behind by Logan Gleasing. Gleasing chasing down the quarterback that time for a sack. It'll be a loss back to the 24-yard line, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, Gleasing, senior, so far this season, that's his 3rd tackle for loss.
Each week we're going to highlight a hit of the game, and that's brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals.
Sawyer Hackow back to return.
Hackow, the deep man for Greendale. Braden Zark does the punting as well. Gets this one away, a nice one. Got it to turn over. Hackow with trouble. Ball came out. Did he recover? Yes, he did. At the 37-yard line, Jaden Sanchez getting down for the Hawks.
Yeah, that excellent hang time by the punter allowed those cover men to get downfield, almost created a turnover.
There you see, put the ball on the turf, but it was able to scoop it back up.
1st and 10 Panthers at their 37.
14-0 Panthers. Minute to go here in the first. Back on offense. Lopez will keep Hackow in the backfield. He'll get the call around the right side. Cuts back at the hash mark out to the 40-yard line. Gain of about 3 for Hackow.
Tackle by Kenny Jersey.
Jersey there on that stop.
2nd and 7.
Hackow at 6 foot 175, so short. Center of gravity keeps him. He's got that runner's lean. Likes to stay low as he makes that corner. 2nd and 7. Ball at the 40-yard line. Again, Hackow coming around the right side. Hackow to midfield, down the far sideline to the 40, and bounced out of bounds near the 35-yard line. 25-yard rip that time for Hackow around the right side.
Forced out of bounds by Dylan Alba.
Dylan Alba finally bounced him out.
Some good blocking on the right side of that formation. Grayson Dorshing, Hunter Wallner, Pierce Weber.
Using that,
stepped out at the 40.
That's where he stepped out of bounds, stopping the clock with 14 seconds remaining here in the quarter. Again, using that motion as the eye candy there on the jet motion coming back to the near side. Lopez with time. Completes out to the outside. Again, Trevor Pagago with the reception. Brought down by Brody Jens. Gain of 12, and will bring a first down as the clock will run out of this first quarter. An exciting first quarter, an offensive score in the opening possession, and then the defense getting involved for the Greendale Panthers. Panthers up on the Hustlin' Hawks 14-0. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys. With Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you from Greendale tonight. Second quarter, Panthers up 14-0 with the ball at the 28. Hackow around the left side. Hackow inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. 18-yard run for Sawyer Hackow, brought down by Dylan Alba. And it should be a first and goal.
First and goal, Panthers.
Another look.
Getting excellent blocking the time on the left side of the line with Aiden Acevedo, Jacob Kabaki. Grayson Dershing serves as that anchor right there in the middle as the center.
Inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. In this season, when a team gets inside their opponent's 20, they enter the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. Bryant and Stratton College, built different for you. First and goal. Hackow dances his way inside the 5.
Sawyer Hackow.
A couple of nice cuts there for Sawyer Hackow. He is slow to get up.
Tackled by Nolan Kranich.
Nolan Kranich, the inside linebacker, along with Nate Williams, got him to the turf. And
second and goal.
Play is stopped for Hackow. He may have to come out here for a play.
Signaling is okay. I don't know if he landed on the ball, perhaps on the bottom of the pile. But if the official said it was official, he's got to leave. He's debating whether he wants to leave.
You'll lose that argument with the veteran official, Patrick Miles.
Mr. Miles said, no, son, you have to go out.
He's going to come over and explain that to Jermaine Murray.
Logan Gleasing comes in to replace him, one of the linebackers for the Panthers.
Second and goal from the 4. Gleasing coming around the right side and into the end zone for the touchdown. Second touchdown of the season for Logan Gleasing.
Sawyer probably said, wait a second, if I had been in there, I could have carried it in, but I don't think that's the way the Greendale team operates. They just want to win.
Another look at this touchdown brought to you by Steamfitters 601. Steamfitters Local 601, your future starts now. Gleasing in from 4 yards out, and Panthers have blown this one open early.
One of the things Greendale's done is they've widened out their offensive sets. When they stayed somewhat tight, that 3-5, they had 8 men in the box. Now they're stretched out and they're finding the seams, able to take advantage of that. So Greendale doing a good job. I imagine their spotters up in the booth, been able to alert Coach Murray, here's what you need to do.
Once again, we go downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, I'm here again with John Aarons at Leona Laborers Local 113. We talked before, and I asked you your favorite part about doing what you do for a living.
I would say my favorite part is helping people. We help people change their lives, getting people into good careers, watching people start their family, start their life.
Yeah, and the fact that you said career and not job, and I think that's the most important part.
Absolutely. Career is everything. And also, we're a big family. Everybody's brothers and sisters here.
By the way, last week my wife, or 2 weeks ago, thought that I'm about 5 feet tall. You're about 6'8". That's the issue.
That is the issue.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you so much for all the work you do. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Leona Local 113 sponsors our kickoffs.
We'll see what kind of kickoff we get this time.
And another pooch punt, pooch kick, I should say. Bennett Bradley cuts to the outside and out of bounds near the 45-yard line. Let's see where they mark him out.
Just a little too much momentum carrying him to the outside. He couldn't stay in bounds.
Out of bounds near the 37.
They'll put him out at the 37. Good field position here for the Hustlin' Hawks. Now, does this change the game plan at all for Greenfield being down 21 here early in the second quarter?
I think that'd be a mistake to start chasing scores. You've got to do what you do best. Almost 11 minutes left in the second quarter, so you just have to get on track.
Valdez takes the snap. Now hand it off. Damian Alexander with a nice run across the 40-yard line.
With the carry.
48 Logan Gleasing got our touchdown on the offense. Makes the stop on defense.
Well, Coach Cubis and offensive coordinator Drew Morris both mentioned they want to run some power football. So you don't want to get out of character too soon. Obviously, Valdez, good passer, but you want to have complementary phases.
Roll the tight end Boyko here to the near side. Tight end reverse. Trying to get through the right side, does not.
Kenneth Bradley with the carry.
Mike, what do you have?
So, boys, it's always fun to run into friends that I haven't seen for a long time. Chuck Freeman. Him and I worked together a long time. A boy can't come home. He's from this area. At 9:30 on Friday nights, him and Dan Pfeiffer do a great scoreboard show from around the state. Things going well, Chuck.
It's going great, and welcome to my hometown, man. We got to enjoy this weather. As a kid, I would drive by this stadium thinking, I'm going to play football for the Panthers one day. Ended up going to Martin Luther, didn't play football. But what an atmosphere here.
You went to Martin Luther. Guys, I'm telling you, at 9:30 at Friday nights and 9:20, they do a great job. Boys, back to you. Good to see you, Chuck.
Good to see Chuck. I worked with him back in the day at the old WAUK Sports Radio.
Here's dulcet tones on that scoreboard show every Friday. They do an excellent job going around the entire state.
Absolutely does a great job. 4th and 10, so Greenfield going to punt. Sark got a nice kick the last time. Hackow standing at the 35. Gets this one away again. Good hang time. Got it to turn over. Hackow will run away from it. It'll hit the turf and will bounce dead at the 30-yard line. 37-yard punt, no return.
Panthers.
This season, our closed captioning is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. The Panthers in control here early in the second quarter. Defensive touchdown, really the difference that has broken this game open. That was the second score tonight. Will Pagago with the scoop and score. Landon Lopez takes the snap. Hackow up the middle. 5 out to the 35-yard line. Jersey and Gavin St. John, linebackers there to make the stop for Greenfield.
Yeah, Greendale's been consistently getting those 4 or 5 yards every time they run the ball. You stand ahead of the chains, it really opens the playbook.
Second and 5. We'll send Trevor Pagago wide to the left. Again, Hackow picks his way forward to about the 39-yard line, just shy of a first down. Nice job by Hackow to kind of wait for the blocking to set up and then follow it in. Nolan Kranich there on the stop, the inside linebacker.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with Hackow's patience. You know, he doesn't panic, doesn't try bolting all the way to the outside. He just figures he's going to find a seam, take advantage of it.
Third and 1. They'll walk the linebackers up to the line of scrimmage. They'll send them. They'll swing it out. Completes to the far side. That's Brad Moraza. Moraza down the far sideline with a first down and more. Out of bounds at midfield. Gain of about 11 on the swing. Out of the backfield to the tight end, Moraza.
Moraza's also been seeing action tonight on defense. They made a quick adjustment and they put him in as one of the defensive ends. Seeing double duty.
Picks up another Best Electric Service first down right at midfield.
Lopez on the season is, throwing for 755 yards, 7 touchdowns, but more importantly, 0 interceptions.
And does not turn it over. That's important. Turnovers play such a huge part in football games. Hackow around the left side, up to the third level and more. Down the far sideline, down to the 26-yard line. 24-yard run. Dylan Alba there on the stop. Another first down. And again, the patience of Hackow waiting for the blocks to set up.
Nice open field tackle that time by Alba. Only a sophomore, 5'10", 167-pounder. Came up.
That was Maraza, the tight end, again out there that kind of set up that block to the outside. He was able to use Maraza as kind of a screen and go around him to the sideline. A timeout taken here by Greenfield.
Timeout, Panthers.
Actually, Greendale will take the timeout.
You know, one thing I've noticed tonight is Greendale doesn't rush to get to the line of scrimmage and run plays. I think part of their idea, we're going to use time, grind it out.
We'll take a timeout as well. 6:34 to go in the half. It's all Greendale on top of Greenfield on My 24. Now, the team from NFL Network's Good Morning Football is huddling up to bring you special guests, the latest from around the league, and a whole lot of fun with GMFB Overtime. Weekday mornings from 10 to noon on CW 18. From the 27, bouncing it inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. Sawyer Hackow again. Bell cow tonight out of that backfield for the Panthers.
12 carries already on the evening for Hackow. You can see here, as they signal the plays in, there's no panic. Take your time. Run clock.
Second and 5 from the 22 officially. And Hackow in the backfield. Lopez working from the gun. Play fake. Going to throw it. Completes inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line.
Pass complete to Logan Novak.
Logan Novak with the catch. Brought down by Nolan Kranich. One more look.
Yeah, Lopez, I think, has really grown into this role. You know, he's a 2-year starter, and last year threw for over 1,800 yards. But he's much more patient this year. He's not trying to necessarily always hit bombs. Great control on that little jump pass.
From the 8-yard line, inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. First and goal. Fake to Hackow. On the slant, completes the pass. Nowak with the touchdown.
Pass complete to Logan Nowak for the Panther touchdown.
Well, Greendale's efficiency tonight has, really been a difference in this first half.
Just on the play fake, and you're running Nowak just on a quick slant. And the Panthers are off and running here tonight.
Big hug from Coach Murray.
Dylan Flink for the extra point. Up and through, 28-0. Panthers. Efficient on offense, get a touchdown by the defense tonight as we get one more look here on the play fake and the slant. Not much there defensively. Was Ian Litchford, I believe, who was the linebacker with that coverage, as there's our scoring summary. 70-yard drive resulting in the 8-yard touchdown pass. Our scoring summary is brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves.
And we mentioned the youth of Greenfield, and maybe that's a factor tonight. You know, their first game, they were matched up against outstanding Columbus program. The three teams they've beaten, not quite as strong, perhaps, and now all of a sudden you're going head-to-head with your big rival. Sometimes things snowball a little bit.
This time it will carry inside the 20. We'll have a return here. And across the 35. And springing his way forward, Bennett Bradley. Out near the 42-yard line. Looked like it was Lopez and Harper in on the stop. So once again, Greenfield given good field position, but that Greendale defense has been suffocating tonight.
First and 10 Hawks at their 45.
This might be a situation now where Greenfield says, okay, we got to get one up. We got to go get that ball downfield, throw a big strike, get something on the board before half.
Extra time in that offensive huddle. Drew Morris with the white hat is your offensive coordinator. Five minutes to go here in this first half. Points a necessity now for the Hustlin' Hawks. Little jet sweep action, and they can throw it out of the backfield. Man wide open out there, makes the catch inside the 20. Touchdown, Greenfield.
We just talked about trying to go downfield, get the score before half.
Flag on the play.
There is a penalty marker down back at the 35-yard line. Might be a roughing the quarterback call on the defense, and it is, so the touchdown will stand. One more look. As they work Zark out of the backfield. He threw a beautiful strike
to try the point after.
To Nate Williams, and Williams, his third touchdown reception of the season.
Tell you something about Mr. Williams in just a second after this kick.
Zark for the extra point. This one's on the way, and it sneaks in. 28-7 as we head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I love coaches on the sidelines that get fired up. The offensive line coach here at Greendale, very fired up about that last possession. He said, boys, we talked about finishing blocks. We talked about making sure that we finish blocks, get to the second level. He showed his offensive line 3 or 4 different plays where they're doing exactly what he asked for. And, man, I'll tell you what, right now I would run through a wall for this guy. It was awesome.
Jermaine Murray, head coach at Greendale. And how about that, reaching into the bag of tricks? Nate Williams at 5'9", 147 with that catch. You got a story.
Last year, the Division I state high jump champion at 5'9", Mr. Nate Williams, jumped 6 feet 7 inches. I don't know if Coach McGivern would be able to jump quite that high yet, but we'll see.
Hawks will kick off for the Panther 45.
So because of the penalty, they'll mark the yardage off here on the kickoff. So Greenfield will have their Liuna local 113 kick coming from the Greendale 45-yard line. So much needed points for Greenfield. They needed to go to some trickery, but got the job done.
Right. Maybe that rejuvenates the whole team.
Going to be a little onside try, but covered up immediately on that far side. Once again, we hit Mike.
So, guys, sometimes when I'm on the sidelines here, a couple guys want to talk basketball with me. Head coach at Greendale, his brother, the head coach at Catholic Memorial. How is Greendale, how's the basketball team going to be this year?
Oh, we should have a great team. We got a lot of guys returning. We're really looking forward to the season. It's a great group of seniors. It's a great group of younger kids. It's just a great group of families. Really excited for November to start kicking off.
Who would win Catholic Memorial or Greendale?
Catholic Memorial,
Catholic
obviously.
Memorial.
Tell them what happened over the summer.
Anyway, Catholic Memorial. Hey, listen, boys, I love hanging out, talking basketball with you guys. I love what you guys do in the game of basketball for the kids in this area. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Hey, by the way, I don't like this hat at all. He said it didn't matter. Nobody does. Boys, back to you.
Big run here over the near side. Stumbles his way through. Hudson Bailey out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Brody Jens finally got him to the chalk. But a big run. Greendale comes back on a big play.
Hudson Bailey doing an excellent job of keeping his balance. Yeah. Little jet sweep look.
Right there. Get the extra yardage. Bought 20 extra yards on that play. Mark him out at the 35. So Greendale comes back, makes a response.
Yeah, last thing Greenfield wants to see happen is he's just gotten that score. You don't want all of a sudden give Greendale another score before the half.
Hackow in the backfield. They'll line up Pagago tight here on the near side. Unbalanced line here. Play fake. Lopez will take it upfield. And he'll angle out of bounds. Gain of about 8 on the play for Lopez. Like a flag on the play as well.
Holding against the Panthers.
So they take away the run on the holding call. Make it a 1st and 20 from the Hawks' 45-yard line.
1st and 20.
That temptation as an offensive lineman as you start to lose that block to just reach out and grab the guy. You know, officials have that amazing ability. They're like safe crackers. Their vision comes right in on those hands.
So 1st and 20 from the 45. And now timeout taken here by Greendale, their second here of the half. We'll use this one on offense again here just to make sure they're all on the same page. As we said, this is a battle tonight. See who handles the oncoming schedule down the stretch. Both have Grafton and Wisco. And coming up in our Wendy's halftime report tonight, we'll highlight this week's Russ Darrow Automotive Group Scholar Athlete nominees. We'll meet a few of our sponsors and take a look at first half highlights. That's coming up on the Wendy's halftime report. Grafton with a win last night over South Milwaukee. They sit at 3-0. These two teams at 2-0. Wisco at 1-1 going into play tonight.
Got a number of big games around southeastern Wisconsin. We're seeing a rejuvenated Tosa East team battling their rival, Tosa West. You've got Arrowhead taking on Muskego, who lost last week to Mukwonago. Arrowhead sitting on top of that conference, along with, I believe, Oconomowoc, 2-0.
I think the two surprise stories out of southeast Wisconsin, the resurgence of Tosa East and Cudahy. That program at 4-0. 1st and 20 from the 45. Following the Greendale timeout, they have one remaining. Lopez, right side. Oh, through the hands of the receiver, Sawyer Hackow. Little wheel route out of the backfield that time.
Yeah. Sawyer knew that that was wide open.
2nd and 20.
He was looking for him all the way and just threw the hands. He knew it. That was going to hit for some big yardage. Stops the clock with 4:22 to play here in the half. 2nd and 20 off the right hash.
See if Greenfield brings the pressure again on a 2nd and long.
Moraza and Pagago split to the left side. 2 receivers here to the near side. They'll try and screen, middle screen to Hackow. Hackow inside the 35, motors his way inside the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. Sawyer Hackow brought down by Dylan Alba. But boy, the Yaks, the yard after catch. Nice block. Getting out in space there, Aiden Acevedo, the left tackle. That allowed for the extra 20 yards on that pickup.
Aiden was supposed to start on defense tonight. They thought it was going to be better if they could keep him fresher and kind of really help that left side of the offensive line gain some domination.
Inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. 18-yard line, 1st and 10. Under pressure, gets it away, completes here to Pagago. Trevor Pagago takes it inside the 5.
Lopez pass complete to Trevor Pagago.
Good job by Landon Lopez to hang on to that football. Keegan Brylo credited with the stop as we get another look.
1st and goal, Panthers at the 5.
It's one of those things as a coach you say, don't throw. Oh, good throw.
Trevor, 6'1", 185 junior. Be a 1st and goal at the 5 now for Greendale. Clock rolling, 3:10 to play in the half.
Yeah, Trevor, a two-way player, first team all-conference last year as a sophomore at linebacker.
Fake the hack out, come back to the left side for the touchdown pass. Devin Esau with the catch, the 6'5 senior. Second one tonight.
That's one of those matchups Greenfield was a little worried about, that height. We heard the Greendale basketball coach talk. Mr. Esau, leading scorer in Greendale basketball history, top scorer, excellent athlete.
So another touchdown brought to you by Steamfitter 601. Flink for the extra point. Drills it through 35-7. And as you mentioned, Greenfield coming back, getting the touchdown, but then this is the backbreaker right here.
Yeah, right before half, you hate to give that. Now there's still, 2:50 left. I would imagine the co-defensive coordinators for Greendale are telling their guys, okay, let's not go to sleep. If those linemen are staying on the line of scrimmage, it's not a run.
.67-yard touchdown drive. Capped off by Esau's with his second touchdown reception tonight. 35-7 Greendale. Our scoring summary brought to you by Carthage College. Flink has been spreading the ball around low on his Lyuna Local 113 kickoffs.
Yeah, Greenfield, however, has been able to return the last couple for pretty good yards. They've been coming out to that left side and scooting down the sideline.
And it hits one of the linemen up front, loose at midfield. Falling on it there for Greenfield.
Line drive kick covered by the Hawks.
Yeah, Hawks getting down there. That was Jaden Sanchez.
Jaden Sanchez on the recovery.
Now you've given Greenfield now half a field. Let's see how this plays out for the Hawks.
And they've got all 3 timeouts here with 2:49 to play in the half. Jaden Valdez, the quarterback, 6-foot senior. Stack 2 receivers to the right. Hand it off. Damian Alexander, nothing there on the right side.
Damian Alexander with the carry.
Like it was Gavin St. John in there on the stop.
Will Pagago on the stop.
Will Pagago.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Greendale linebackers doing an excellent job as they flow. They're reading their keys. They see that gap open up. They're shooting through and making that tackle.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Play fake. Stepping up, trying to scramble away, and down he goes. Chased down by Logan Gleasing. Both sides of the ball tonight for Gleasing. A touchdown in earlier. Now comes up with another tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Senior, 22 tackles coming into tonight's game, 2 for a loss.
Under 2 minutes to play, and again, Greenfield with all their timeouts remaining, they need to get a first down. Run the reverse. Cut back here on the near side, but back to the line of scrimmage. That was it. Alexander to Williams on the reverse. Check that. Bradley on the reverse. Pagago and Hag both there.
Greendale defense staying at home. They had 5 guys around the ball on the tackle.
Greendale will take their final timeout here, getting the ball back with 1:37 to play.
Wonder what the little card says now. Okay, you've got a minute 37 left. Do you punt, try to bury him deep, or are you going to go for it? Chance of giving Greendale another shot offensively.
Both teams worked on punt fakes this week in practice right away. Matter of fact, when we rolled into Greendale's practice, that's what they were doing when we got in. Watch their practice on Tuesday.
And with Lopez as your punter, you've got all kinds of options open up to you. Okay, Greenfield's made its choice, it looks like.
Braden Zark, the punter. Great hang time.
Oh, excellent.
Averaging just over 37 yards per kick. High snap, gets it down, another boomer. Land inside the 20, takes a Greenfield bounce inside the 10, and will roll dead inside the 5. Well done, 45-yard punt, dead at the 5-yard line.
Now Zarek really gets excellent hang time, allows for excellent coverage.
Now if you're the Hawks, don't go to sleep defensively here and automatically think Greendale's going to run out the clock here. Gleasing in now at a running back. Lopez will give it to Gleasing. Gleasing over the left side across the 10 out to the 11-yard line. Pickup of 6. That's been the story. They've been staying ahead of the chains on first down tonight. Positive yardage on every first down.
Greendale offensive line doing an excellent job.
Wants to put it up here on second down. Lopez will take it down. He'll get the first down to the 20-yard line. Clock will stop to reset the chains. Zach Safka there to make the stop. The defensive lineman chasing him down. Now the clock will start. Again, looking to put it up. Comes back near sideline. Catch is made and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Hudson Bailey with the catch. Kenny Jersey takes him to the chalk.
Greendale with 4 seniors on that offensive line. We've seen them block well, open some holes for the running backs. You got Aiden Acevedo, Jacob Kapaki, Grayson Dorshing, Hunter Woolner, and Pierce Weber across that front.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 from the 27. 3 receivers to the left. Again, climbing the pocket, now on the scramble. And down he goes for the sack back at the 22-yard line. Landon Lopez sacked on the play. It was Nolan Kranick there to me. The inside linebacker credited with the sack. Sophomore. Greendale will try and get one more play off if they can. Visage and Moraza will change sides here. And Greenfield takes the timeout right away.
Timeout Hawks.
Before the snap. Get their defense in alignment here.
Yes, sir.
Mike Kubas, the head football coach at Greenfield.
10-4.
Well, he really liked the way his team practiced this week. He talked to us right before the game, so this was probably as locked in as his guys were all week long. They were on point and ready for this one.
Yeah, in his third year, he said this is the best week of practice that they've had. And, sometimes when, something like that fumble, return for a touchdown, suddenly that, plays on your mind a little bit. You get a little panicky, so forth. And that's where the youth of Greenfield is playing a role.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 following the sack. They'll swing it out here to the near side. Pagago. Trevor Pagago breaks a tackle. Out across the 40. And down he goes to end our first half, Keegan Brylo. And that will end our first half. It's been all Greendale tonight. 35-7 over their rival Greenfield. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Milwaukee Window Guys. Wendy's halftime report. And tonight we're going to start our halftime report with highlight our Scholar Athlete nominees, brought to you by the Russ Darrow Automotive Group from Greenfield High School. Our nominee is Gavin St. John. Gavin competes in football, wrestling, and baseball and carries a 3.1 GPA. Gavin is a member of the school's Athletic Leadership Council, according to Greenfield AD Nina Roos. Gavin is a great leader and athlete. We're lucky to have him be part of our programs. And from Greendale tonight, our nominee is Landon Lopez. Landon competes in football and basketball with an outstanding GPA. He's a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, and Sources of Strength program. Landon was selected all-conference in football and has been chosen as captain twice. He gives back to the community by being active with Homes for Humanity and serves as a youth basketball camp advisor. Again, congratulations to this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. Our weekly nominees will be in the running to receive $5,000 in scholarship money, brought to you by the great folks at the Russ Darrow Automotive Group. Discover the Darrow difference. Let's go downstairs. Mike McGivern.
So, hey, guys, I did not grow up watching a lot of wrestling. But what I know is when Al Snow walks around, people are like, that's Al Snow. I'm like, yeah, we're going to get a chance to interview him. Sir, it's so nice to meet you.
Such a pleasure to meet you, Coach.
Hey, so you are the owner of Ohio Valley Wrestling. That's what you're doing now. You know, I talk to kids that have servant leadership hearts where they want to help people. I did a lot of research, Al, that you have that, and what you're trying to do is get young people to the next level and teach them what you know in the world of wrestling.
Absolutely, and you know, OVW is very proud and happy to be a part of the My 24 family here in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's always been an amazing wrestling town, and we're excited to be here.
Hey, 10 to midnight Saturday nights, you guys are on My 24, and they are so happy to have you guys be part of them. Hey, you're really proud of the guy to my right.
I am. I'm proud of all of them, all the kids that's part of OVW. But yeah, Cal Hero, Cedarburg's own, absolutely.
He is a bulldog. He played for Brian Lier, played a little linebacker, and he played guard, which is very funny to me. He's not big enough to play guard, but maybe in that offense. Hey, congratulations. How long have you been involved in wrestling? How'd you get involved?
I basically grew up in the sport of professional wrestling. My dad is a wrestling promoter from Grafton, Wisconsin, so it's just been a part of my life. And finally, junior year of high school, I'm like, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time to get started. And thankfully, I've had Al in my corner since day one, and he has taught me. He's my Mr. Miyagi. He's taught me the ways of the Force.
You know, I've known your dad a long time. In fact, I went to high school at Mesmer High School with your Uncle Bernie, and if Bernie's watching, he was a heck of a football player, Bernie Hero was. I talked to your dad for a few minutes, and I'm going to get soft on you. He is so proud of you, young man. He is so proud, not only what you're doing for a living, but the kind of young man you are, that he gets tears in his eyes saying, listen, this kid calls me every day. We're like best friends, and I'm so proud of what he does. So you got to turn it on, though, when you get in the ring, right? You get a little mean?
I do. That's the coolest thing is that it's not just my story. It's kind of our story. So every time I get to go out there, it's Dad and I out there. It's a tag team.
Hey, Al, when he says, look, he is Mr. Miyagi for me, you know, that's got to mean a lot to you.
Oh, it means everything to me, you know. And nothing makes me happier than to watch these kids grow and develop and come into their own and pursue their dreams.
Hey, are you surprised how big wrestling has gotten?
No, it's been around for over a century here in the United States in the form that it is right now, and it just keeps going and going and growing and growing. So
I watched The Crusher against Kenny J. That's how old I am. Yes. That's really bad. Man, it's so good to meet you. Say hi to your uncle. Say it's nice to meet you. You got to quit asking me for my phone number. I tell people that. That's a joke. Boys, back to you.
35-7. It's been all Greendale through one half of play. Our Wendy's halftime report will continue here from Greendale High School right after this on My 24. Wendy's halftime report continues here at Greendale High School. Panthers on top of the Greenfield Hustlin' Hawks, 35-7. Time now for our United States Army interview. To the sidelines we go, and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, it's a small world. And I've known this young man. I know his family really well. I want to say hi to his mom, Lori. Benjamin Walthall from the U.S. Army. Let's talk a little bit about when you get a chance to talk to kids at this age, right, about the decision you made to serve our country. Can you tell me a little bit about what you say to them?
So, Mike, generally what I'm telling them is it comes with a very big sense of loyalty and duty to your country. It also comes with a lot of personal courage. Taking that next step of going into the unknown and having no fear and being able to face what you really have no idea what you're getting into until you're there, and just taking that next leap.
You know, what was the toughest part of from starting in the Army to where you are now for you? The toughest part was what?
I'd say definitely leaving home.
Yeah.
I think the biggest challenge I had was leaving Menominee Falls, growing up there, and then just being into a very austere environment where I didn't really know anybody. Also growing up in a homeschool household, I didn't know too much about the world, so it was a very big challenge to adjust to that new life.
You know, your mom is so proud of you. She is so proud of you, Lori. Your dad is so proud of you. Man, thank you so much for all of your service. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too,
Keep
Mike.
up the good work. Boys, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you. The Greendale Marching Band entertaining the crowd here tonight with one of their fine halftime performances. Well, prior to our game tonight, Mike had an opportunity to speak with Dean Herman, women's softball coach at Bryant and Stratton College.
Hey, guys, I'm here with Dean Herman. He is the women's softball coach here at Bryant Stratton, 7th year. Hey, Coach, congratulations. You guys had a great run last year.
Thank you. Yes, we did. We ended the season ranked 16th in the country and another trip to the College World Series, so it's 2 out of the last 4 years.
Boy, good for you. Coach, when you go out and talk to high school-age softball players about coming to Bryant Stratton, what do you tell them about being a student athlete here?
Well, you're going to get a great education. Last year we had 14 academic All-Americans on our roster. We had a team GPA of 3.63, so we really hit the books hard along with being on the field. So you get a good education and you get a chance to go play at the next level.
Hey, the quality of softball that you guys are seeing, kids have to understand it is a step up from what they're used to.
It is, especially in our fall season. We play the likes of Notre Dame, Wisconsin, Purdue, Indiana, so they get to play all the big dogs in the fall.
Well, you don't back away from anybody.
Heck no, let's go.
Let's go. He's Dean Herman. He is the head women's softball coach here at Bryant Stratton. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you so much. Right now, let's step aside and enjoy great moments from across the country. Thursday Night Lights, Friday Night Rivals.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
Here comes the pressure. Gonna go deep. Into the end zone. It's a flip, and it's
wow.
blocked. What a great catch from Shane Bauer, the 6'2 senior.
14-point lead for the visitors. The handoff again to Porsche. Porsche turns on the corner. He's got it to the 20. Shakes and bakes, slides away from 2-3 tacklers. Gets a couple of blockers in front of him at the 10, the 5, touchdown.
Here comes pressure hit as he was about to throw the football. The ball is free. Gurley on the hit and taking it back to the house.
Gonna try to go. Does he have some room? Wow. This time he's hit, loses his helmet, and just like that gets stopped.
Game clock. Gustin looking to the end zone. He's got a man. It's Haymaker. And he pulls down the catch for a Viking touchdown. Yeah. Jack Haymaker. That's a Viking touchdown presented by Donato's.
Great job, Haymaker.
Throwing towards the end zone. It will be picked off. And the Rams win it in overtime. Intercepted by Turner.
DeMarco has a man wide open on the near side. He goes over the middle. Got touchdown! 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 McQuaid! It's a look at our best plays from across the country. Our Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals. We're in the Wendy's halftime report.
here in Greendale. Panthers on top 35-7. Back with more after this on My 24. Wendy's halftime report here at Greendale. The Panthers on top of Greenfield, 35-7. One of our new sponsors this season, the Milwaukee Window Guys. And Mike has one of those window guys with him right now.
Thanks, John. I do. Mark Underwood, Milwaukee Window Guys. Hey, we talked about if somebody wants to get windows in before the end of the year, you got to start looking at it now, correct?
That's correct. So you're getting installations are now being put in by December, so right before the fun starts. So if you're thinking about putting up the plastic now and you're really tired of doing that, you probably want to have us come out. I'd come out personally, give you an honest quote the first time, no haggling at all. We're locally made windows, so now's the time.
Mark, so I've got a lot of friends that go, look, it was 85 today. I'm not worried about windows. They got to understand it's going to get cold soon. And I've done that 3M window stuff. It doesn't work very well. I think it's really important. We had talked a couple of weeks ago. The kind of windows that you guys use is what? Kind of, do you have vinyl?
Yeah, they're virgin vinyl. So there's two types of vinyls. Right. Composite vinyl is like a builder grade, something that you'll hear negatives about. We use a virgin vinyl, so one melt process in the factory, and that's it. There's no additives, no recycled plastic pieces, but we give a lifetime warranty on our parts and our labor, because most companies aren't giving labor like that, so we do. We believe in our guys.
Hey, Mark, last question. You'll see some billboards that'll say 10 windows for $199. It's a bait and switch. I know what that is. Right. And you would agree with that. I don't like when people do that. It gives the window industry a bad name.
That's correct. And then also you'll see the sales gimmicks of buy two, get two free.
Right.
Those are all sales gimmicks. Don't fall for that. We know what it takes to make a window. Let me come out. I'll come out personally, like I said, and I'll make sure that you get an honest quote the first time. No haggling or anything like that. No high-pressure sales or anything like that.
He is Mark Underwood, and trust him when he says that. He'll come out, and he will give you an honest opinion. And if you go somewhere else, that's fine, but give these guys a shot. Mark, it's good to see you. All right, good to see you, brother. Back to you, boys.
Mark, thank you for picking up the sponsorship this year on Friday Night Rivals. Time now to take a look at the halftime highlights brought to you by Carthage College. And plenty of Greendale highlights tonight.
Lopez throwing a pass to ECH, gets in for that score. Youth football players cheer him on.
And the defense gets into the act for the second touchdown of the night.
Yeah, Pagago scoops that ball up, and he's off to the races.
They force the fumble. Will Pagago, 66 yards for the touchdown. 14-0 at that point. Greendale not done. This is Logan Gleasing in for the touchdown. And the slant route, able to hit Logan Nowak. This is Greenfield's only touchdown of the ball game. A little halfback option out to Nate Williams, who takes it in. At that point it was 28-7, but Greendale was able to add on a touchdown late right here. Put the hurt on the Hawks, 35-7. Again, our highlight package brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves, and making waves for Carthage tonight, Cody Taylor's with Mike McGivern.
Hey, John, you're right. Cody Taylor, Kenosha Bradford guy, Carthage grad, a boy can't come home. Cody, it's good to see you again. What do you do at Carthage?
I'm a director of admissions and financial aid.
So when you get a chance to talk to parents and kids that want to, first of all, if they see Carthage for the first time, they're amazed. It's a beautiful campus. You guys work really hard with them to make sure that they can afford to come to school there.
Absolutely. So the difference between Carthage and many other schools is your admissions rep is also your financial aid rep. So it's a one-stop shop, just makes it a little bit easier.
Hey, Cody, I'm sorry to stop you. That's a big difference. And what an advantage to have one person to deal with.
Absolutely. Just streamlines the process a little bit. Just get more comfortable with them.
Hey, so you get a lot of kids from Illinois and a lot of kids from Wisconsin, and then kids from all over the country, correct?
Absolutely. So we're covered by 38 states and 21 countries.
Man, how many kids do you work with, like in the next 2 weeks, how many kids are you talking to?
Personally, I'm going to probably talk to at least 50 to 75 students. We'll have well over 100 visitors in admissions.
Cody, does it give you an advantage that you grew up in that area and you went to that college when you're talking to these kids, so you can go back and say, look, this is what it was like when I was on campus?
Absolutely, and just talking more about the opportunities, whether it's the hospital systems or the internship opportunities within Kenosha and Racine for sure.
He is Cody Taylor, man. It's good to see you again. Boys, and he's told me some stories about John Weiser, and I'll talk about those later. Boys, back to you.
All rumors is what they are. 35-7, Greendale on top of Greenfield. Second half coming your way right after this on My 24. With Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, John Weiser back with you at Gavinsky Memorial Stadium. Greendale on top of Greenfield, 35-7. And talk about an efficient offense. Landon Lopez for Greendale tonight, 12 of 13 for 161 yards, a couple of touchdown passes. And running the football for them tonight, Hackow has been their bell cow, 12 rushes for 93 yards.
Right. And you hate to say that this opening possession is maybe the key to the game, as to whether Greenfield can get back in it, but it's certainly going to, set the stage. By the way, I think we have to acknowledge the fantastic performance by the Greendale band, the dance team, their color guard. They're well known for how their bands perform. They compete in the state championships. It thrilled the crowd.
They got a standing ovation as they ended their halftime performance tonight. Hawks will get the ball here to start this second half. And this football will make it into the end zone for a touchback. They'll start at the 20-yard line. For Greenfield, their quarterback,
for the Hawks at the 20-yard
Valdez, 4 for 4 for 65 yards. But the key, Alexander, their key running back, has been held to just 23 yards rushing.
Right, and we've seen Greendale really play defense, reading their keys, filling those gaps that appear, making life miserable for Alexander.
I like that. The Moon in for 3. Hawks on offense from their own 20. They'll get started on the ground, and again, a swarming defense all over Alexander that time for a loss. Loss of 2 on the play. Once again, Deacon Ward in on that stop, and Logan Gleasing.
Well, we talked in the first half about how Greendale got ahead of the chains. Plays like that, putting Greenfield behind the change, kind of limits your options for you as to what you're going to be able to do.
2nd and 12 from the 18. They're it out this time, a swing pass to the far side. Positive yardage out across the 30 to the 32-yard line, a 14-yard pickup. Bennett Bradley with the reception. Brad Maraza.
A quick wide receiver screen to that 3 receiver side. Excellent blocking downfield by the other 2 receivers.
It was Vlad Boyko, I think, the tight end out there that got a nice block on the edge. 14-yard pickup, 1st and 10 from the 32. Again, they'll try a little bubble screen here to Nate Williams, and Williams tripped up at the 35-yard line. Short gain of 3. Hudson Bailey there.
Brought down by Hudson Bailey.
Yeah, Williams, the recipient of that trick play that the Greenfield ran in the first half.
2nd and 7.
Greenfield coming out in tempo here. Getting on top of that ball, getting set. This time they'll run it. This time some running room for Alexander across the 40-yard line. Trevor Pagago, inside linebacker, there on the stop.
Tackled by Trevor Pagago.
Brings up 3rd and short. We'll call it 3rd and 1 here for the Hustlin' Hawks. Another look.
That time they creased that front 3 of the Panthers.
Get down in a hurry here. Catch Greenfield kind of in a hurry, and flags everywhere. Motion, I believe. Let's see. We're going to have 2 men in motion here. Look like a couple of players were trying to reset. Patrick Miles is our referee tonight.
Legal procedure against the Hawks.
So
5-yard penalty.
False start penalty
down
here on Greenfield. Takes him out of a 3rd and 1. Certainly changes the play call here.
Yeah, they're changing personnel. We mentioned earlier on that 27 different formations that Kyle Patton and Tim Kavinsky have been charting in terms of how Greenfield ran their offense this year.
So the penalty turns it into a 3rd and 6. The 36-yard line. Valdez pump fakes. Has a man wide open across the 40 and inside the 35 with the reception.
Pass complete to Gavin St. John.
Gavin St. John with the catch. Jonathan Lopez, the free safety, finally got him down. But it was St. John who got behind the safety for the first down.
Yeah, we see Dolkowitz and Lopez talking to one another about, who had the coverage on that. He got caught looking into the backfield a little too much.
33-yard pickup and a first down. They'll swing it out of the backfield. And that was a forward pass, I believe. Still no signal from the officials yet. Got a player down for Greendale. Let's take another look. That was behind.
Backward pass.
That was a backward pass, so it's a live ball. Looked like Greenfield got on top of it.
Officials timeout for an injured Panther.
Leasing and Pagago were there as we head downstairs to Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, I'm here with Tom Coyne. He's with the IUPAT Painters District 7. Hey, talk a little bit about how long you've been involved with Painters District 7.
I got in 1991, March of 1991.
Hey, we talk to laborers about it's a career. When somebody gets into your industry, you're talking to these guys about a career, not a job.
Oh, yes, definitely. I say this is a career. This is not a job. So, I mean, what we all offer is like a lifetime that you can be taken care of down the way.
And work you can be really proud of.
Oh, I'm proud of everything, all my members. I'm proud of all the work that we've accomplished. It's just been a great career. I've got great leaders that we all work together for common good.
Thanks, boys. Back to you.
Okay, thanks.
Nice reverse that time, kind of a reverse pivot with the quarterback as your lead blocker that time.
Yeah, leading the way for Alexander. And picked up about 4 yards.
So again, puts Greenfield behind the chains here, 3rd and 7 from the Greendale 28-yard line, excuse me. Opening possession here of the second half. Going over the middle, through the hands of Nate Williams, incomplete. He was open on a post route. Jonathan Lopez, the free safety back there. Williams
Jonathan Lopez on the coverage.
Split the defenders that time and just couldn't corral the pass.
Yeah, Valdez shot that downfield, just missed.
So it sets up 4th and 7 from the 28, trailing 35-7. Hawks are going to go for it here on 4th down.
See what offensive coordinator Drew Morris has got drawn up on this.
Another pass play. Hit as he's thrown. Ball in the air looking for Williams. Going to be intercepted. Thrown short. Picked off by Hudson Bailey. Still on his feet. Bailey around the 30 to the far side of the field. And he'll get to the boundary and taken down at the 40.
Pass intercepted by Hudson Bailey.
25-yard return. There is a flag down, however, inside the 15-yard line.
I think that's good. Yeah, temper is getting a little short. There were 2 or 3 little dust-ups here. I think the flag was initially on a block on the interception return.
So the officials will conference here. The pass was underthrown. There was pressure, and Valdez could not step in. So the pass was thrown short. Bailey was able to undercut the receiver and make the interception. Returned it out to the 40-yard line. There's a flag down there. There's also a flag inside the 15.
Another one on the far sideline.
Mm-hmm. So we may have one during the play and one dead ball penalty. That's probably what they're hammering out here as to what
block in the back, and I think there was a sideline warning for Greenfield.
Sportsmanlike conduct.
We have a sideline warning against Greenfield. We have a legal block in the back against the Panthers. And a personal foul against the Panthers.
There'll be a couple of march-offs here as we take a look. As we see, the pass was short, intended for Williams.
There was the block in the back.
Back in the back there. And then as we watch Hudson circle around and get to the sideline here, it was the slam there. And that was a personal foul added to that.
Yeah, but I'm wondering who the personal foul should have been on the sideline there on that tackle.
So Greendale will keep possession. They'll have it inside the 4-yard line. Under 8 minutes to go here in the third.
Now we see 8 men in the box once again for the Greenfield defense.
Hackow steps out of a tackle across the 5, still on his feet to the 10-yard line. Finally brought down by Vlad Boyko, defensive end.
A little bit of chirping starting to go on. You know, emotions run high in these rivalry games. Now you got to stay under control.
And again, positive yardage on first down. 7 that time by Hackow.
Yeah, Hackow's gone over 100 yards on the evening.
So 2nd and 3 from the 10. Landon Lopez working from the gun. Will hand it off. Hackow again. Circles through the middle. Close to a first down. Keegan Brylow, inside linebacker, making the tackle. Short of the first down. It'll bring up 3rd and 2.
One of the shorter runs offensively for Greendale.
Third and 2 for the Panthers.
So Hackow will go back into the backfield. Single receiver left and right. Hackow, left side, now cuts back up the middle. First down across the 15-yard line. Planted that left foot at the hash mark at the 14 and cut up the field to get the first down.
First down, Panthers.
Boyko again there on the stop.
Yeah, we've commented on Hackow's patience as well as how Hackow moves so well laterally.
Injured Greenfield player being tended to, so the officials will stop play. We'll take our timeout as well. 6:26 remaining here in the third. It's the Panthers on top of the Hawks, 35-7. Our Friday night rivals on My 24.
We're at the media timeout.
Gruber Law Offices, Wisconsin's premier personal injury law firm. Hurt in an accident with Gruber Law Offices, it's one call, that's all. And to the presenting sponsor, Milwaukee Window Guides. When you want the best windows and doors at the best price, just go to MilwaukeeWindowGuides.com. Thank you to all of our partners who make Friday Night Rivals football possible. The United States Armed Forces, Army, Marines, and Coast Guard, Menards, Carthage College, Best Electric, Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, Wendy's, the Milwaukee Admirals, Bryant and Stratton College, Russ Darrow Automotive Group, LaUna Local 113, Steam Fitters Local 601, Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers Local 8, and Marquette University. Thank you for supporting our communities. And now, get in your feet and make some noise. The My 24 sports team does another.
Well, consider your Saturday night plans pinned. Step into the squared circle for 3 full hours of breathtaking action and adrenaline with WOW Women of Wrestling and OVW Rise. That's Saturday starting at 9 right here on My 24. I don't know if the one on the left is part of that group, but I'll call him the Mantis man-eater.
Hackow, the ball carrier.
Hackow with the carry here following the timeout. Boyko again on the stop. Boyko with 4 tackles tonight. Brylo with 5.
Kenny Jersey back in for the Greenfield Hawks. Young man we mentioned is the heart and soul of their defense. Is also pointed out probably going to graduate from Greenfield High School with the most wrestling wins and pins in their history of excellent wrestling teams.
It's another sport married to football. We always talk about track, but interior linemen, linebackers, that wrestling, another good one to help you with your balance and your center of gravity. 2nd and 9, play action. In trouble. Throws it downfield. Pagago wide open, makes the catch and tumbles down to the 30.
Excellent.
52 yards. Brody Jens was there.
Excellent throw on the run by Lopez that time. Escaped. Right on the mark.
Flag on the play.
And we'll take it all back. It didn't happen.
Ineligible downfield.
Yeah, lineman releasing a little early.
Against the Panthers.
That'll take away the 52-yard gain.
Forcing our statistician Andy Spitzer to make some adjustments. Usually he doesn't even have to use an eraser. He never makes a mistake. So
5-yard penalty.
I've never seen someone with fast fingers on the computer like he is right there. On the cell phone, it's done. He's a halftime highlight in the making. And now down goes Landon Lopez. 2nd sack tonight by the Greenfield defense.
And then Lopez brought down in the backfield.
See him come off the corner. Lopez doesn't even see him coming.
It was Keegan Brylo. Yeah, Keegan Brylo with the sack.
Correction tackle by Keegan Brylo.
So a loss back inside the 10. Sets up 3rd and 19 for the Panthers. Again, this drive started inside the 5 after an interception and a couple of penalties.
Yeah, the penalty looms large, taking away that big gain. We're going to bring guys off. Corner again up the middle.
Going for it down the far sideline. Leaping grab. Was he inbounds or not? They're going to call it a catch at the 43-yard line. Wow, what a catch by Pagago that time. Let's have another look.
Pagago's been having himself a really fine evening tonight. Offensively, defensively.
First down, Panthers.
There's that foot in.
1 foot in and out of bounds. A 35-yard gain out to the 43 and a first down. Best Electric Service first down. Greendale keeps the drive going. They'll send 3 out here on the near side. Again, protection breaks down, comes back outside. Pagago again with the catch at midfield. Breaks a tackle inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. Trevor Pagago putting on a show here. Brody Jens finally got him to the turf. I'll tell you what, 3 spectacular catches here in the last couple of offensive plays by Trevor Pagago.
Yeah, the Greendale sideline a little upset about that hit that they thought might have been leading with the helmet.
Did not get the call. 1st and 10 at the 38. 3:20 to go here in this third quarter. Back on the ground, Hackow patiently waits for the blocking to set up, takes it inside the 35-yard line. Mason Brinkman, reserve defensive lineman in there now for Greenfield, makes the tackle. Gain of 4 sets up 2nd and 6 for the Panthers.
4 yards on the
pace of
carry,
the game
second
has
and
kind of
6.
slowed down here. The different penalties have, kind of had a hamper on, put the damper on the offense here.
Stay tuned later in the game for our Protect, Defend, Save play of the game. That's brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. 2nd and 6 from the 34. 2 receivers to the near side. Hackow on the ground, trying to go up the middle. Met by a host of hustling Hawks that time.
Sawyer Hackow for short yardage.
Maybe a yard, that's it. Brinkman leading the charge there along with Balderas.
Tackled by Vicente Balderas.
So it sets up 3rd and 5 at the Greenfield 33-yard line. Play action. Over the middle, completes. The catch made by Devin Isaj. Braden Zark, I should say, the defender there. And another Best Electric Service first down for the Panthers.
Tackled by Braden Zarek.
Lopez continuing his excellent ratio. Attempted passes and completions.
Well, listen to Mike McGivern and Ryan McMillan tomorrow morning starting at 9 for the Varsity Blitz High School Sports Show, brought to you by your local Pick and Save stores. They'll be joined in studio by retired Greendale coach Robbie Stoltz in the first hour, and then the second hour, Catholic Memorial High School assistant coach Tom Young. A few of the CMH players will be in the studio tomorrow morning starting at 9 on the Big 920 AM and the iHeart Radio app. And Sawyer Hackow finishes off the drive and overcoming a couple of penalties on this drive, and Hackow able to finish it off with the touchdown run.
You can see Pagago get an excellent block to help clear the way for Hackow that time.
Flink on for the point after.
Flink for the point after. That one is up and good. Flink remains perfect on the year in the extra point category. This time it's Sawyer Hackow getting into the end zone. 42-7. Again, able to cut that way to the left, cut to the outside.
Yeah, the blocking from Greendale from not only their line but their wide receivers has been just excellent this evening.
Mike, what do you have?
So, guys, the coaching staff here at Greendale telling their players, listen, settle it down a little bit. It's going to start to get a little chippy. And then the senior leaders on this team talking to players, saying, don't get pulled into that. Guys, let's continue just to play hard. Don't get dirty, and don't let them get you into anything. It's pretty interesting, the sideline from the coaches to the senior leaders on this team saying, hey, don't get chippy.
Yeah, you got to remember, if you get tossed out of this game, you miss the next one as well. So cooler heads have to prevail.
All the way back to the 1. Williams coming around the left side across the 20. Out of bounds at the 25. We'll add 15 more as he was hit once he hit the white on the sideline. Again, we'll have a running clock here with the 35-point lead. Our scoring summary brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves.
I know. I appreciate that.
Again, the interception leading to the touchdown. Defense stepping up.
Personal foul against Greendale.
Defensive touchdown earlier by Will Pagago, and then Trevor Pagago. A couple of nice catches on this drive, and again, Greendale overcoming 3 different penalties on that drive. Now for Greenfield, they're just going to let the clock roll here to end this third quarter. Trailing by 35. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Milwaukee Window Guys. With Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you at Greendale High School. They'll try a bubble screen pass to the outside to open up the fourth quarter play, and the Greendale defense not to be fooled. Hudson Bailey out there on the outside, and now another flag thrown after the play. And as we said, tempers are flaring here. You're in a running clock situation, a rivalry game. It's getting chippy. I think this veteran crew is going to take charge right here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Panthers.
It's a second one against Hudson Bailey, I believe, and he is done for the night now. Will this carry over into next week?
I don't think they said he was ejected. I'm not sure.
Coming up following the game, stay tuned for our U.S. Marine Player of the Game presentation brought to you by the United States Marines. 2nd and 1. Not going to get the first down. Luke Missile there in on the stop. Greenfield just unable to move the football since that touchdown late in the second quarter. They have really been stymied tonight. Hats off to that Greendale defense. They have played hard on that side of the line of scrimmage tonight.
I think the co-defensive coordinators, Kyle Patton and Tim Gavinsky, have to be very pleased with what they've seen from that group tonight.
Jet sweep action here. Coming around the near side with it. Bennett Bradley. Luke Missile there. Should be enough for a first down. Another flag down on the far side.
Penalty marker on the play.
Well, if Greendale lost Bailey for next week, that would be a significant loss.
Holding the call here as we head once again to Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I'm here with Sergeant Annika Garnett from the U.S. Marines. I think it's awesome that you're here talking to high school-age girls, maybe, to become a Marine. Can we talk a little bit about that journey that you've been on and how you made that decision?
10-yard penalty.
Yes, absolutely. So this whole night I've been talking to young ladies, just telling them what it's like to be a Marine. Not just a female Marine, but a Marine in general, the leadership that we get, being able to tough it out, and overall being a better person. So I've enjoyed that all night tonight.
Your parents got to be so proud of you.
Oh, absolutely. My mom posts me every day on Facebook. Every day. It never ends, 7 years later.
Don't be embarrassed by that. It's just pure love. Thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet. Boys, back to you.
Jaden Valdez on a nice run for Greenfield on 3rd and 11 will pick up the Hawks' first down. And again, we're in a running clock situation with a 35-point deficit. So this game's slipping by Greenfield here. Williams split to the near side. Again, they'll try the jet sweep to Bennett Bradley. Bradley trying to get out of a block by Nate Williams that time, could not get around it. Sawyer Hackow, the corner here on the near side, able to make the stop. Gain of about 2, 2nd and 8 upcoming.
2 yards on the carry, 2nd and 8.
Ball spotted at the 43-yard line of Greendale. Again, they'll try and run it. Alexander left side to the 40. That's it. Gain of about 2. Brandon Harper Jr. leading the charge that time. Player down for Greendale.
Officials timeout.
Looks like Luke Missile. Might be cramping up here. So spotted at the 40-yard line, sets up 3rd and 5. 2 receivers here, a slot here to the near side for Greenfield. Now they break the slot. Bradley in motion, going to air it out, going over the middle, ball there, catch made, touchdown, Greenfield. Nate Williams able to make the catch.
Nate Williams for the Hawks touchdown.
Look for Greenfield to go for 2 here.
Second touchdown on the evening's reception for Williams.
Beautifully executed. Valdez throwing a nice ball. Able to break the containment that time of the defensive back. Zarkon for the extra point. They will go for 1 instead of 2 here. They will kick it through. And we will take our break with 7:17 remaining. 42-14. Greendale in front of Greenfield. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.
Thank you, fans, for being part of tonight's event to broadcast experience. You can relive tonight's game with the stream available in its entirety on demand on the Gruber Office's Friday Night Rivals football section of my24milwaukee.com. Tonight's game will also be rebroadcast tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. following the HBCU Go College Football Game of the Week. Clark Atlanta versus Bethune-Cookman at 2 p.m. on My24. Thank you to all of My24 Sports' fine sponsor partners who make our broadcast season possible. Remember to like My24 Milwaukee on Facebook and Twitter to stay connected to my place for fun, My24.
The chase for championships has begun as the NASCAR Xfinity Series starts its engines on its new home, the CW. Hit the track as the adrenaline-fueled playoffs feel the need for speed during CW Sports Saturdays on CW 18.
Well, Greendale anticipating we're going to get a onside kick here. They've got the group pulled up tight.
Iona Local 113 kickoff. Will be a short kick, taken immediately on that far side.
Short kick covered
David
by
Lunar. Stay tuned following our game for the presentation of the Champions Trophy, brought to you by Marquette University. Be the difference. A night for Greendale tonight. And that young man, Landon Lopez, 3 touchdown passes tonight. Just a shade under 300 yards passing.
Kept his streak alive without any interceptions.
Been efficient. Again, waiting for the back judge to start counting down before taking the snap. They'll keep it on the ground.
Logan Gleasing, the ball carrier.
Logan Gleasing with the carry. Time now to take a look at our hit of the game tonight. That's brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals.
2nd and 7.
And here it comes. Right there, the sack of the quarterback. Gleasing able to get that. Mr. Gleasing in on that stop. That is our hit of the game tonight. Hit of the game brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Just weeks away from Admirals hockey. It's coming. Gain of 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6. Again, they'll keep it on the ground. Leasing circles the right side, down the sideline, and chucked out of bounds just shy of the 35.
Logan Gleason, the ball carrier.
22-yard pickup. We do have
Forced out of bounds by Dylan Alba.
See, we got a flag on the play here.
On the play.
This one's coming back for a hold, I believe. Yep, holding on the offense.
Holding against Greendale.
So it's a spot foul mark off. So they'll mark it at the 46-yard line. We'll make it 2nd and 3.
Greendale in no hurry to
From the 46, Landon Lopez hands it off. Gleasing again gets the first down across midfield. Wrestled down by Mason Brinkman.
Tackle by Mason Brinkman.
And again, the running clock here, so keeps ticking down. A best electric service first down for Greendale. Well, they're going to get to 3-0. Join Grafton at the top. So again, Grafton at 3-0. Greendale will be 3-0. Then you've got Greenfield at 2-1. Wisconsin Lutheran going into play tonight at 1-1. So it's going to be quite the battle for the top spot. Leasing again gets the carry, spilled down at the line of scrimmage. Once again, Brinkman along with Cam Harris there to make the stop. Again, looking down the road for Greendale.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
They go to South Milwaukee next week, and then back-to-back home games against Wisco and Grafton before wrapping up the season at Whitnall.
That's a tough stretch for Greendale.
And Greenfield is at home against Grafton next week. Then at Whitnall, at South Milwaukee, and closing out at home against Wisco. Around the near side, big run and out at the 30-yard line. Brandon Harper Jr. on the run. Brought down by Dylan Alba and Alex Santos. So really, if you look at it, Greendale, those last 3 games, Greenfield, their next 2, and then that last one against Wisco. Could be for a lot at stake there, not only a conference title, but perhaps playoff seeding as well. Harper Jr. again takes it to the outside. Harper Jr. stiff arm at the 5, fights his way inside the 5 and out of bounds at the 3. Taken out of bounds by Braden Zark. So Harper Jr., only 22 carries for 108 yards on the year coming into the game tonight.
Getting his chance here. We've been seeing Greendale sub some in the offensive line as well.
Officially spotted at the 3, 1st and goal. Greendale now 238 yards on the ground tonight. Fake the pass. Lopez going to circle back to the pylon. Touchdown, Greendale.
Landon Lopez on the keeper for the Panther touchdown.
Steamfitter 601 touchdown. Lopez capping off one of his best nights of the season for the Panthers.
Greendale now sending in number 10, Isabella Losi. Kicked the extra point. She had one, I guess, a week ago.
Yep.
And the team was extremely excited. A senior, been doing this for 4 years.
All the players are up on the sideline here. Isabella's kick is on the way, and it is good. How about that? 49-14. Second week in a row, she's added an extra point. And look at them celebrate on the sideline. And that young man has had quite an evening. Landon Lopez, 3 touchdown passes, a rushing touchdown tonight. Has not thrown an interception yet this season.
Very efficient with the ball.
There's your scoring drive, 60 yards on 5 plays. Lopez with the rushing touchdown. Our scoring summary is brought to you by Carthage College. Your turn to make waves. I think you know where this is headed as far as our player of the game tonight. No secret.
No, although we do have to mention, Hackow's excellent running. I wonder if when they get home, do the Pagago brothers have a debate who had the better game? Both of them.
Will's going to brag up the fact he ran 166 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, but his brother had not only some great stops, but a couple wonderful catches.
Wouldn't you like to be at that dining room table tomorrow morning at breakfast?
Well, hopefully Mom and Dad are still going to say, clean your room, get out, do the yard work.
Well, Greenfield, like I said, has to regroup in a hurry. They are hosting Grafton next week. Down the far sideline is Williams upended near the 20. It's disappointing, I think, tonight if you're Greenfield. They just didn't have it tonight. They got down early, 14-0, quickly down 21-0. Didn't get a score until late in the second quarter, but then turned around and gave up another touchdown as the half ended. And
that fumble, that might have really turned it. That fumble return for a touchdown.
Swing it out of the backfield. Alexander across the 40, and Alexander to the 45-yard line. 25-yard reception. Greenfield going to try and get one more play, it looks like.
Tackle by Noah Lofi. First down, Hawks.
We'll get under the ball here. Final play of the game, and it's dropped, incomplete, and that will do it here tonight.
And that is your final.
Greendale again has dispatched Greenfield once again. They jump to 3-0 in the conference, 4-1 overall. Greenfield 2-1 in the league, 3-2 overall. 49-14 your final score. Stay tuned. We'll have our post-game show. We'll have the U.S. Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation and our championship trophy presentation brought to you by Marquette University. Again, Greendale over Greenfield on the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Milwaukee Window Guys.
My tax man.
You got an investment going?
What's your connection?
Landon's my godson, Lopez. Well, it's his dad right there. I went to high school. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Boys. For 16, 232, 3-1. Not a bad game, huh? You got some boys to thank, right? All right. You've done this before. I don't need to. Okay. All right. I talked to him about it. We're not cable. You hear that? You hear what he said? Yeah, you hear, don't you?
Everyone brought it down, too. It's crazy.
You see what? Hey, you like that? First time I've seen him smile right here. Yeah, we got about 30 seconds or so.
Greendale and Grafton tied at the top of the Woodland Conference standings after Week 5. Greendale a convincing 49-14 victory over Greenfield tonight. Let's head downstairs. Time now for a United States Marine Corps Player of the Game award presentation. And it's Mr. Landon Lopez. He joins Mike.
So, guys, not a lot of decision power on your part, right? There was nobody going back and forth. 15 for 16, 237, 3 touchdowns through the air, 1 on the ground. And he made a comment and said, listen, guys, you know what? Watch your language. Everybody swears they get 200. My U.S. Marines smiled at that for the leadership. Nice game. Hey, they say it's a rivalry game. But I don't really know if it is.
Yeah, I don't really know. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He's there for me. Second, the O-line. I mean, they did a heck of a job. And then all my receivers who were catching the ball. And for a rivalry to be a rivalry, you got to win some games. So I don't know. We might have to rename it.
Yeah, I think he might be onto something. Hey, when he said, look, and everybody was quiet, and this leader here said, anybody swear they got 200, and it went boom. Nobody's swearing. You got to love that stuff.
Yeah, for me, that shows a lot in terms of his leadership on the team because it's all about that mutual respect. For some reason, this guy, when he says something, the team listens, and there's a reason for that, and he showed it out there on the field today. And this is the kind of leader you want. One, for the thanks to everyone, especially that O-line. I know personally, O-line back in the day, that's where the job gets done. But I could definitely appreciate a leader that shows that respect and then you guys doing it mutually. Like, that's what it's all about out here on the field, out in life, and in the Marine Corps especially.
Man, it's good stuff. We're going to get to Coach Murray here in a minute, but boys, back to you.
All right, Mike, thank you. Landon Lopez, senior quarterback tonight, our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game. And here's a little bit of the highlight package for Mr. Lopez tonight. He was efficient, 15 of 16 tonight. He has yet to throw an interception this season.
As he mentioned, his receivers doing an excellent job.
Talk about that offensive line, too. At least give credit to those guys. Aiden Acevedo, Jacob Kubaki, Grayson Dorshing, Hunter Woolner, Pierce Weber, providing the protection.
Yep,
And
four seniors and a junior.
And then you get the receivers like Trevor Pagago, Hudson Bailey.
Now he shows his wheels.
And then Lopez capping off his night with the rushing touchdown late here in the fourth quarter. Our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game, Landon Lopez, quarterback for Greendale. Ready for our Champions Trophy presentation that's brought to you tonight by Marquette University. Be the difference. Once again, here is Mike McGivern.
So, Coach, when we talked earlier in the week, you said, look, we got a chance. We got some good leaders. We got some tough, and we got a chance to be pretty good. I saw it tonight, Coach. I saw it tonight. And what I liked on the sidelines, it started getting a little chippy. You took control of that, and then your senior leaders said, look, no more of that stuff, boys. Just play football. Look at the clock. I feel pretty good about this team, Coach.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this team. They worked their tails off. I know a lot of these players have done remarkable, and I'm just so happy for everyone that's a part of this team. I know that we always talk about taking one game at a time. Tonight was really about the seniors, but I truly want everyone to know that this is a family, and we want to make sure that we contain this all together at one point in time.
So, Coach, I picked this kid to hold the trophy because that catch he made on the other side of the field. I said to him, look, you went up like you own that ball. And what'd you tell me?
I do.
I do. That's my ball. That's my ball. Hey, when you got a quarterback that looks for you and throws a ball like that, man, you just want to get up and go up and catch it for him.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Yeah, you feel pretty good about this team.
Oh, I love this team. This is my favorite team I've ever been on.
Man, favorite team he's ever been on. Coach, good luck the rest of the way. Thank you. Hey, Panthers, well done. Keep going. See ya.
That's what it's all about tonight. The Champions Trophy presented by Marquette University, Jermaine Murray, and the Greendale Panthers. First place tie now with Grafton in the Woodland Conference. We'll step out. We'll have our United States Coast Guard Protect, Defend, Save play of the game and a final word from Greendale High School right after this on My 24. (49-14) your final tonight. Greendale over Greenfield as we take a look at tonight's Protect, Defend, Save play of the game. That's brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. Back in the first half, we go all the way back midway through the second quarter. Quarterback on the scramble, ball came out, squirts free, and then Will Pagago, a scoop and score from 66 yards.
Hard to say whether that turned the game, but I think it certainly, got Greenfield feeling they're a little behind the 8 ball.
And again, you see the presence of mind to scoop it up and take it all the way to the house. That is our Protect, Defend, Save play of the game, brought to you by the United States Coast Guard. Greendale now in control of their own destiny. They sit at 3-0. They still have a game against Grafton and Wisco coming up.
Well, last year Greenfield upset Grafton at the end of the season. That way Grafton didn't win the title outright. They wound up tied with, I believe, Wisco.
Yes, yep, and that'll make for an interesting finish here in this Woodland Conference. Big thank you again tonight to all of our sponsors who bring you Friday Night Rivals each and every week. That would be the Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Window Guys, Best Electric Service, Bryant and Stratton College, Carthage College, Liuna Local 113, the Marquette University, Menards, the Milwaukee Admirals, Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, the Russ Darrow Automotive Group, Steamfitters Local 601, the United States Army, United States Coast Guard, the U.S. Marines, and Wendy's. Don't forget, our game tonight will replay here on My 24 tomorrow evening at 6, and then tune in next Friday We're into the Classic 8 Conference, a big matchup there. Mukwonago at Kettle Moraine, and Mukwonago really rolling right now. They, I think, have a chance here winning that conference outright.
Well, there are, certainly three teams at the, fighting it out at the top of the conference. They're taking turns beating one another, so it'll be a Kettle game. And Kettle Moraine has had an outstanding team the past 2 years. Lost quite a few guys, but I'm sure they're going to try to get on track in this one.
New stadium, we'll get a look at that next week. It all starts with our pregame with Mike McGivern beginning at 6:30 next Friday night. Again, a big thank you to our My24 sports crew, all the men and women who helped put this all together tonight. For Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, along with Andy Spitzer, our stat man, and for Sean Raffaelli, our spotter, I'm John Weiser, wishing you a very pleasant good evening from Greendale High School, where tonight the Panthers take down Greenfield 49-14. You've been watching the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Milwaukee Window Guys on My24.